Hey guys, what is up? And in this video, we're going to be taking a look at my setup tour for late 2017. Now, it's going to be a lot of stuff, but I'll do my best to try and link everything I can find in the description down below. And if there's any questions you guys have, be sure to leave them in the comment section down below. But let's not waste any time and jump straight into this. And I'm going to start on the right and kind of move from right to left. So starting on the right, we have my custom built PC. Now, I built this about 3 years ago, and the original parts I built in it was an i5-4460, GTX 750 Ti, 8GB of RAM, a 256GB solid state drive, along with a 1TB hard drive. And I'm not going to talk too much about it, but I actually ended up switching it to an NZXT S340 case about a year ago just to help with cable management and, dust and all that stuff. Overall, really still the same computer. Now, there's really no point in having a great computer if you don't have a decent monitor. And the monitor I have is an Asus 1440p monitor. Now, the product name is just too long to say, so I'm going to go ahead and link it in the description down below, but it's about $250 when I purchased it, and for $250, it's actually a very solid monitor. 1440p, great color reproduction, and the only downside I would say is the build quality. I'm not going to say it's got terrible build quality, but it's definitely not one of its strong points. But besides that, it's a very good all-around monitor. And connected to my computer, I also have the MotoSpeed CK108. This is a mechanical keyboard with basically replica Cherry MX Blue switches. They're called Automo Blue switches. They have a really good sound to them. It's just a very good quality keyboard. Along with that, I'm also using a very popular mouse that a lot of other people I've seen on YouTube have been using. It's called the Logitech G602 wireless gaming mouse. Now, even though it's really for gaming, it's still very useful for making YouTube videos. You've got programmable buttons on the side of the mouse, and it's just a very comfortable mouse to use. Now, continuing over to my microphone, I have the Blue Yeti. Now, I'm sure you guys have heard of this microphone if you know anything about microphones, but basically this is the go-to YouTube mic for a lot of people out there, and that's really because for its price, it sounds incredible, and it also has a very good build quality, and it lasts for years. And I've got it set up with a boom arm that I'll link in the description down below. I can't give the name of it off the top of my head, but it's worked well for what I need it for, and I only paid about 15 bucks for it, so it's kind of hard to beat when it comes to the price. Now, with all of that being said, I also have a MacBook that I use for video editing. Now, I actually only got this about a year ago. It's a late 2013 15-inch Retina MacBook Pro, and honestly, I never thought I would purchase a MacBook for video editing, and really it's just because I like using Final Cut Pro. I feel like it's very well optimized. Performance is incredible even on older Macs, and even something like this PC I have, compared to Final Cut Pro on the Mac, it's just so much faster than the PC when it comes to rendering. So really, there's no competition there, and it's also nice to be able to just pick it up and go. Like, if I'm going somewhere, I can just pick it up, carry it with me, I can edit a little bit on the go, and it makes me a lot more productive. It's also really easy to add plugins and stuff like that to Final Cut Pro, and for a laptop that's pushing 4 years of age, it's actually got quite a bit of power. It's got a quad-core i7 2.2 GHz processor, along with 8GB of RAM, a 256GB solid-state drive, and in 2017, this thing flies. Honestly, for the price I paid, I got it used, by the way. For the price I paid, it just was an amazing deal. So now that I've mentioned everything on top of the desk, it's time to get to the desk itself. And you can't make a desk setup tour without talking about the desk. And the desk I'm using is one of IKEA's Linmon tabletops. It's the beach version of the tabletop. They have another popular one that a lot of YouTubers use. It's made out of fiberboard and it's white. I decided to go with this just for something that would last a bit longer and was higher quality. And this is great because it gives me plenty of space to work on, and I finished it with a few coats of Danish oil, which gave it a really nice glow, and I'm pretty happy with how the desk turned out. And supporting that tabletop is two Alex drawer units. Again, they're from IKEA, and these are great because they give me a lot of storage space for everything. They're a complete mess right now. I basically have nothing organized in them. It also gives me a great spot to hide cables behind them so they're not open. And speaking of cable management, I use one of IKEA's Signum racks, and they're pretty simple. It's just a rack that drills into the bottom of your desk. But it's great because you can put all of your cables on them, zip tie them down, and they stay neat and out of the way so they're not, you know, hanging all over your desk. And I've also added an RGB LED strip that I got off Amazon, and I've actually made a full dedicated video on that LED strip if you want to check it out. So I'll make sure to link that down in the description as well, on top of everything else I'm listing. Basically, they're just very simple RGB LED strips. They're great just to add a little bit of color to an otherwise pretty plain desk. And along with the RGB LED strip, I've also added a couple of plants just to add a little bit of extra color, because desk setups can be pretty boring unless you intentionally add some extra color or something to make them a little bit more interesting. But besides that, that's pretty much my entire desk setup for late 2017. But my main goal was just to have a desk setup that allowed me to easily get things done. And it's great because I can also just easily relax and play a game if I want to do something like that on my PC. But overall, I think this is what I'm settling with as of right now in late 2017. Really, I don't think a desk setup is ever truly complete. I don't think it's ever going to be complete. But I think for right now, this is a good point to finish at. Anyway, guys, that's pretty much it for this video. If you have any questions, be sure to leave them in the comments section down below, and I'll do my best to answer as many as I possibly can. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.